everyone, my beautiful second and third graders. I'm so excited to be reading to y'all today. Like I promised, today is Wednesday, and I said that I would have the results from our voting that started on Monday for what book you wanted to read. Are you ready? You ready? I need a drum roll. Ready? Our book that won was Stuart Little. So I am so excited to read this book to y'all. I know that some of you really wanted me to read Dragon Rider, but what we're going to do is we're going to read Stuart Little, and then once we finish Stuart Little, whenever we finish it, we'll see if we have time to read some of Dragon Rider, and we'll work through that. So I hope that y'all are excited about our pick. I'm very, very excited. And let's get started. So, Stuart Little by E.B. White. So this book has 15 chapters. Yeah, 15 chapters. And so I think we'll start by reading one chapter every other day, and we'll see how far we get and see how it goes. And this book has some pictures too, so I'll show you the pictures when we come across them. And we're going to talk about some vocabulary, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and I hope y'all will respond so I can hear from y'all. It was so nice to hear from y'all or see y'all on Google Meet last night. I was so excited, and I can't wait to do that again. And maybe we'll have some times where on Google Meet I read to y'all live so that some of y'all who haven't been able to watch the videos can hear the story. Okay? So, we're going to start with chapter 1, and we have a picture of our main character right at the front. Ready? Chapter 1 is titled, In the Drain. When Mrs. Frederick C. Little's second son arrived, everybody noticed that he was not much bigger than a mouse. The truth of the matter was, the baby looked very much like a mouse in every way. He was only about 2 inches high, and he had a mouse's sharp nose, a mouse's tail, a mouse's whiskers, and the pleasant, shy manner of a mouse. Before he was many days old, he was not only looking like a mouse, but acting like one too, wearing a gray hat and carrying a small cane. Mr. and Mrs. Little named him Stuart, and Mr. Little made him a tiny bed out of 4 clothespins and a cigarette box. Look at his little bed. Unlike most babies, Stuart could walk as soon as he was born. When he was a week old, he could climb lamps by shinning up the cord. Mrs. Little saw right away that the infant clothes she had provided were unsuitable, and she set to work and made him a fine little blue worsted suit, with patch pockets in which he could keep his handkerchief, his money, and his keys. Every morning before Stuart dressed, Mrs. Little went into his room and weighed him on a small scale, which was really meant for weighing letters. At birth, Stuart could have been sent by first-class mail for 3 cents, but his parents preferred to keep him rather than send him away. And when at the age of a month he had gained only 1/3 of an ounce, his mother was so worried she sent for the doctor. He's very small. The doctor was delighted with Stuart and said that it was very unusual for an American family to have a mouse. He took Stuart's temperature and found out that it was 98.6, which is normal for a mouse. He also examined Stuart's chest and heart and looked into his ears solemnly with a flashlight. Not every doctor can look into a mouse's ear without laughing. Everything seemed to be all right, and Mrs. Little was pleased to get such a good report. "Feed him up," said the doctor cheerfully, and he left. Good, the doctor. The home of the Little family was a pleasant place near a park in New York City. In the mornings, the sun streamed in through the east windows, and all the Littles were up early as a general rule. Stuart was a great help to his parents and to his older brother George because of his small size and because he could do things that a mouse can do and was agreeable about doing them. One day, when Mrs. Little was washing out the bathtub after Mr. Little had taken a bath, she lost a ring off her finger and was horrified to discover that it had fallen down the drain. "What had I better do?" she cried, trying to keep the tears back. "If I were you," said George, "I should bend a hairpin in the shape of a fishhook and tie it onto a piece of string and try to fish the ring out with it." So Mrs. Little found a piece of string and a hairpin, and for about half an hour she fished for the ring. But it was dark down the drain, and the hook always seemed to catch on something before she could get it down to where the ring was. "What luck?" inquired Mr. Little, coming into the bathroom. "No luck at all," said Mrs. Little. "The ring is so far down, I can't fish it out." "Why don't we send Stuart down after it?" suggested Mr. Little. "How about it, Stuart? Would you like to try?" "Yes, I would," Stuart replied, "but I think I'd better get into my old pants. I imagine it's wet down there." "It's all of that," said George, who was a trifle annoyed that his hook idea hadn't worked. Trifle means just slightly annoyed, like he wasn't very happy that his idea didn't work. So Stuart slipped into his old pants and prepared to go down the drain after the ring. He decided to carry the string along with him, leaving one end in charge of his father. "When I jerk 3 times on the string, pull me up," he said. And while Mr. Little knelt in the tub, Stuart slid easily down the drain and was lost to view. In a minute or so, there came 3 quick jerks on the string, and Mr. Little carefully hauled it up. There at the end was Stuart with the ring safely around his neck. Look at him going down the drain. "Oh, my brave little son," said Mrs. Little proudly as she kissed Stuart and thanked him. "How was it down there?" asked Mr. Little, who was always curious to know about places he had never been to. "It was all right," said Stuart. But the truth was, the drain had made him very slimy, and it was necessary for him to take a bath and sprinkle himself with a bit of his mother's violet water before he felt himself again. Everybody in the family thought he had been awfully good about the whole thing. So there's Stuart taking a bath. And that is the end of chapter 1. So I want to hear what y'all think. Whether you think it was a good choice. I really love this story. And for our assignment today, to go along with our reading, I want y'all to draw your own picture of Stuart going down the drain. And write down at the bottom, you can write what happened. Did he succeed? Did he fail? Were they happy? Were they sad? What do you think? And tell me, you can do your own video or you can comment and tell me what you think of the story. And next time we will start on chapter 2, which is called Home Problems. And if you want, you can guess and give me your guess what you think is going to happen in the next chapter. So I love all you. I hope you're doing amazing and staying safe and working hard. And I can't wait to see you again on our Google Meets. And I hope you enjoyed these videos. Love y'all. Have a great day.